Good evening, November Foxtrot. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
It was amazing. Long time no speak.
Yes. For those that haven't been aware, then please feel free to go and have a look at the UCal podcast, which was on last night. It was very exciting. Turns out my microphone crapped out right at the beginning, so I apologise because I already realised after the show. But yeah, it was good fun. It's good fun. It's a good podcast going, actually, to be fair. It was nice, as you said, being on like the other side of it, like having the chance to, I guess, relax a bit more, but at the same time we both felt very nervous.
Oh yeah, I was really nervous.
So we are joined tonight by Philip Dunn. We've got Marky Mark in the house, Harry Badger, Blackbeard. Hello, evening guys. James McNary, Pony Tony, Landhav Challenge, Daz. Lance will be joining us. Apparently, we're not quite sure why he isn't here yet, but he's on his way.
Hopefully,
yes. How are you, Andy? How's your week been?
Oh, my week's been fine. I've spoken to you every day so far.
Yeah. Is that a good or bad thing?
Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow, where I don't have to be sat at the computer.
I'm just going to ring you. No reason. Andy, I really need a Teams conference with you because I just need to see you.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, we're going to be talking about winter MilSim and how to stay warm part 2 tonight. So we've obviously covered part 1 last week. We weren't 100% sure what we were going to be doing tonight, but then had a brainwave chat between the three of us, and we decided that we could probably, I think there's things that we've missed off. We can definitely include some more stuff. So we're going to be talking about that. It is cold. Winter's coming. That would be a good quote. They should put that in a movie or something.
Yeah, or a series.
Yeah. Should we roll into the news?
Yes, let's roll into the news.
I take my gun and I go, pew, 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 pew.
News.
So, major bit of news I'd like to share, bring to the table, as it will. The ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms and Explosives, so I guess the ATFE, they have banned commercial pyrotechnics in the States, which is a massive bummer for airsofters in America. This includes, obviously, all pyrotechnics such as Mark 5s. Basically, there were some previous exemptions for things like Mark 11, 12, and 13 devices, Mark 10s, smoke grenades, confetti bombs, powder, emergency smoke devices, MilX smokes, and things like that. But they have all been banned, all of them.
So even Mark 5s and stuff like that, like even the Mark 5s and 3s?
Yep. As far as I'm aware. Now, it specifically says M11, 12, and 13. So I don't know what category Mark 5 grenades come under, but I mean, we're talking ball grenades, wire pull, paint grenades, smoke signals, electrical smokes devices. So yeah, It worries me a little bit, to be fair, because I don't see that being something that couldn't happen in the UK. I think there's a big push at the moment for, especially around this time of year, for fireworks to be banned. And I can quite happily see, I say quite happily, I as in, oh, here he is. Hello, Lance.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, had a bit of a gremlin in the system. Nothing I could do about it. Out of my hands.
No, that's fine. We're just talking about the news that the ATF have banned commercial pyrotechnics in America.
How are we all?
Bad. Can you hear?
No.
He's gone. Excellent. So the thing is, I can quite happily convince myself that that's the sort of thing that would happen in the UK. I think with the ban to push, the push to ban fireworks in the UK, every year people are complaining about fireworks and sort of calling for noiseless fireworks and things like that. And it wouldn't really be too hard of a push for the government to go, okay, fine, we're not selling pyrotechnics to the general public anymore. There's health and safety concerns. You know, there's idiots out there that use them in places they shouldn't be. And and it just causes a bit of a problem. So I think with pyrotechnics and stuff like that, that would be lumped under the same thing as fireworks, and it's a potential risk. Tag rounds, mortar rounds, everything like that could all go.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I was just waiting for
just staring at me.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
Sorry, I completely missed I completely missed all of that. So yeah.
We were talking about the pyro bans over in the States.
Andy, you were here, so you answer the question. I don't know. I've literally just got here, mate. Don't stare at me.
I was waiting for you to say hello. Yeah, it is a bit concerning, definitely. I don't think
I did that bit.
I think we've got. I'm hoping that our government would have a bit more of a sensible outtake on things, because, like we all know, the ATF have got a bit of a reputation of knee-jerk reactions, and instead of actually going into details, they just carpet ban everything in one hit. Just seems a bit strange that it's come out the blue. There was no warning for them. So hopefully it's something that like the airsoft community over in America is quite large, and I'm hoping it's something that they can sort out. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they get around that, because the ATF, from obviously all the jokes and stuff that we see online, are quite Mein Führerish.
Yeah. Apparently, sorry, I'm just reading into it at the same time. So it's the open memo only really creators the catalogue of Third Light Limited, branded in the States, with the EM55 MilX and EL55 and EG67P frags. TLSFX only loses the M10, M11, M12 and M13s, and Patriot Gear and Smoke loses the MC18. Apparently TAG are not specifically mentioned. But let's be honest with you. I mean, once they start rolling it out, it's the sort of thing that would just get rolled out across the board, isn't it? You've got legislation there. It's easy enough just to tag something else onto it. In terms of the comments, because Lance has again dropped off. We got Rage. Rage says, evening. Terry G, evening, gents. Kenny, please don't take our toys. Drew says, I know that in reenacting you can do a course in the legal use of pyro for noise and smoke.
Yep.
Landnav challenge. I think there'll be too much of a pushback from the agricultural community, who also use pyrotechnics in the formal, he says, cross guards. Don't know what cross guards means.
It's like close scarers. Although I thought they were gas.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he knows more than I do on that.
Yeah. Harry says, only takes one melt to blow the fingers off by picking up a pyro by the Bernie end. Recently happened at Ascension, and the poor guy was very, very lucky. So, well, this is the thing. I mean, ultimately, health and safety, if enough people cause an issue with them, that's when they start getting looked at in a little bit more detail, and someone starts going, maybe this is a bad thing that people can't look after themselves. And I know Rage is one of the people that will say, we can't teach everyone not to kill themselves with things. And they got to look after themselves, but ultimately the government has the capability that they can turn around and go, nope, we'll get rid of them. So
yeah, and they do occasionally.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Andy? Any news from your corner?
Oh, not really. I haven't really been out. I haven't really seen much of the world. I haven't really got any news as such. Got a couple of purchases. Bought a Cardura wrap for my mall, and my stock for my MWS. And that's about it, really. Yeah, not a lot's happened this week.
No, fair enough. There's another bit of news I know Lance wanted to bring up, is that there's been a LCS rifle, LCS stolen, which is a real shame. It's a lovely bit of kit. I know the guy that's lost it. I don't know. Do we feel there's a bit of a rise in the community of knobheads ICSL 85. I don't know. It just seems to. I don't know if it's maybe social media is making it more prevalent, but I seem to be hearing more of stuff going missing, and like knobheads in shops stealing stuff. And
I think it's just the way of the world at the moment. People
do you think it's happening more, or do you think it's just we're more aware of it?
I think it's probably happening in the same amount, but shopkeepers aren't sitting back and taking it anymore. They're publicly shaming people now, I think, more. I also think that crime has gone up within the last few years. The best way to combat it is keep your weapons safe. Don't pack your car the night before with your kit. I know it's a bit inconvenient, but your car's a lot easier to break into than your house. I think that's something that I've seen more and more as well. People loading up their kit the night before in the car, and then they go, "Oh, my car's been broken into." You've got to think you're spending 15-20 minutes humping stuff in and out of your car into your house in plain view of everyone. All you need is someone to go, "Well, I know there's a load of crap in there."
Yeah, I mean, it's car rise or car theft is definitely on the rise.
Yeah.
You know, the speed of which and the audacity, I think sometimes just these people that come in and like within like 30 seconds they've nicked your car because they've like, you know, taken a little panel off and managed to dewire the alarm and then get it started. It just seems mental. Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, I've not seen a lot of stuff being nicked from MilSims.
No.
Now, whether that's because it's a smaller community, whether that's because you don't generally tend to get a lot of walk-ons in a MilSim, in the sense of, you know, people don't rock up on the day and then suddenly go, "Oh, I'm going to MilSim this morning," and go and have a go at it. It generally tends to be people that have obviously booked on, and you know roughly who's going beforehand and stuff like that. So maybe skirmishes are just more prone to potential theft because, you know, there's a lot more random members of the general public there. But fundamentally, look after your stuff. If you're out skirmishing, you know, keep an eye on your kit. Make sure stuff's not necessarily easily identifiable. It's a shame we have to say this, but we all spend a lot of money on our pews, and we definitely don't want them going missing. So,
Definitely.
Rage says social media makes us feel like everything happens more because people have immediate access to everything. There have always been bad people, and to think that these people aren't in airsoft is naive. I don't think it's not that they're in airsoft. I think it's just potentially people are. I don't know. I think there's probably, it's as you say, Andy. I think there's probably a slight increase in crime generally, and then I think social media definitely makes it worse because I think it's just becomes more prevalent, as Rage saying. Like you just see it more.
And I think also as well, we I don't know about you, but we actively look at what sort of news segments there are. So we're paying a little bit more attention. So I think also as well, things are being highlighted to us because we can reach a wider area. I've had a couple of messages about the same. Hello.
So tired now. It's unbelievable. Right, sit. I'm back. I'm not going anywhere.
We were just talking about that rifle that got stolen.
Oh yeah, my mate Richie's. Yeah, he's one of the Octo boys who's predominantly PMC all the time. Yeah, that's crap. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
So I hope to God someone's picked it up by mistake because they've got an identical one and they're going to realise and take it straight back. But I don't hold out much hope that is the outcome. I think someone's just been a toe rag and stolen it because they're scum. So yeah, fingers crossed he gets it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, rubbish.
Yeah,
rubbish.
we were just saying how we seem to be seeing more and more of it pop up.
Well, there was a bit at NAF, wasn't there? Apparently, some bits and bobs went, but I mean, it's just when you get to like local skirmish sites and it starts happening there in broad daylight, when you know a safe zone's predominantly it's in and out, with staff and whatnot, and someone's just got the brass neck to just go and whip something away from someone's kit. Potentially hold on to it for the day and then take it home with them, or as they've left or something, grab something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just rubbish. Just a really poor attitude and just how they think that's okay. Someone's worked hard and paid you a lot of money for that. And also, I want that. That should be mine. Sort of attitude. It's just like, nah, mate, you're a dick.
Well, before pyrotechnics get banned, everyone buy up Beasley mines and then screw them underneath your kit and trip
Well,
wire
that's
everything.
it, yeah. You know, but you shouldn't have to, should you, though? But unfortunately,
No,
that's
I
the
know,
way it's
I
going.
know.
It's rubbish. You know. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good news this week. Wanted better news.
Any other news?
Not really. Not that I was. Not that I noticed. Obviously, I wanted to congratulate you two on your lovely, on your lovely appearance on the UK podcast last night. Very, very
Thank you very
impressive. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you didn't cock it up for us. Well done.
I was on good behaviour.
Managed to keep civil
as
tongues in
told.
your heads. Yes.
Yeah.
I did message Alex and said, I hope the boys behave themselves. I didn't catch all of it, but for the most part, they seem to be behaving. Not too
I
much
genuinely was trying to be like proper good behaviour. At one point, I wanted to say balls to the wall, and I was like, "Oh no, probably better not say that."
Yeah.
I was like,
Balls,
yeah, go full
man genitals to the wall.
Yeah. Well, it's like when I was trying to describe our cob. I was like,
Yeah. Conference of bullshit. BS.
I've always thought it was bollocks.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
How do I say that? How do I abbreviate that?
Cob, it's still cob, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Windle says, always call it out if you see it, people, or tell someone else if you don't like confrontation. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Just look out for other people. Don't be a knobhead yourself. Job done.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Harry says, if you go looking for bad news, you'll find it. I've been on a no mainstream news blackout since the beginning of COVID. Too much doom and gloom. Is it that, Harry, or have you just been too busy making alien props?
Making cool shit with your 3D printer. That's what I reckon it is.
Oh, actually, Harry, as he is on.
Mhm.
Did he make you the gun rack?
Sexy. No.
Oh, okay, because I know he posted that.
He made me
Oh, is that your
Nice.
speed loader?
speed
Oh,
loader for my
nice.
MWS mags. And they
Tidy.
work perfect. And he is a very sexy gentleman for doing that. And he gets lots of love and kisses from me.
Lots. Oh, that
For
sounds
that.
wonderful. Can I
He's
make
a
you
lovely
something?
Man. You can
I'll
make
make
me
you-
whatever you want.
Yeah, all right. As long as I get hugs and kisses, that's fine.
Right, we are going to be talking about cold weather, melting, winter. Oh, hang on, we'll do the end of the news.
Pew, pew, pew,
Oh,
pew,
my God.
pew.
Hang
Here
on.
we go.
Bear with,
That's the end.
That's the end of the news. Okay, good. Right. Let's go back to that.
Nice one, thanks, Lars. Winter MilSim and How to Stay Warm, part 2. So we're going to be, we're not going to be recapping the stuff we talked about last time. So if you want to go and listen to that, jump back onto episode 149. And by the way, that's something I did want to mention. Episode 150 this week. 150 episodes.
That's
Mad,
half
isn't it?
300.
I know.
Just throwing
That's
quick maths
one
out there.
third
for
of 450.
you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. hmm
That's 150,000.
And he's still blown his mind.
So,
Fair play.
yeah.
Well
I mean,
done, us. Go us. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Bloody
It's pretty
go
cool.
us. I'm going to drink some fizzy water to celebrate because I'm that cool.
Oh, David has just joined. Happy birthday to David. It's his birthday today.
boy.
Yes,
So,
happy birthday.
boy.
congratulations.
Does he get a fanfare, your brother, or not? You don't care that
No, you
much?
can do it. I mean,
No.
yeah, it's just well done for making it.
Well done.
Well
Another
done.
year of living.
Right, so we're going to be talking about waterproofing kit first. So Lance has been on a little journey recently.
I have been on a journey, Mike.
So Lance,
I was about
set
to
the
call you
scene.
Max then.
Tell us about your little journey. You can call me Max if you like
It
to.
was a combination of Mike and wax.
Thanks.
I had
To
wax
be
on
fair,
my mind.
I typed in his name earlier and it came up as Milk. I was like, that dude,
Milk Mike.
Milky Mike.
No, don't do that. Don't do
Let's
that.
move on. Let's move on, Jarfish.
On the subject of waterproofing. So yeah, I had a bit of a harebrained scheme this week of trying to wax treat a British Army DPM smock, and I think I've had some really good success, if I'm honest. So I brought a wax treatment, a Granger's cloth wax treatment tin from Amazon. It's about $9.99, and I literally followed the instructions. So you boil a kettle into a saucepan, rest the tin in there, let the wax melt with a small sponge, and then just generously sort of wipe it over the jacket You know, making sure you get all the seams, blah, 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 blah. Any excess, just wipe it off with a cloth. You can either hair dryer it into the material or let it dry for 24 hours. I did that. And then it's not rained since at all. It's been lovely. So I'm there with a lovely waxed smock, not actually be able to test it properly, like going for a walk around the forest in the rain.
You stand in the shower?
Well, I thought about that, and I thought, well, no, because I'm not going to stand in the shower for like 45 to an hour in a jacket on my own with the dog sitting there going, can we go to the woods, you fucking weirdo, rather than just standing there. So I did do a little test on the sleeve. So I basically just trickle a load of water down the sleeve of the jacket. And normally what you'd get is the material will go dark where the water's soaking in. And eventually, obviously, it penetrates and it go, and you'll feel it on your T-shirt underneath or your arm, whatever it be. So on this, what happened with this one, after I treated it, 24 hours, let it dry. As soon as I poured the water on, instantly beaded into little droplets straight off the jacket. And that was just like sort of like the cuff area of my smock. So that's a win so far. But like I said, I've not tried it in a downpour. I've not tried it under prolonged rain or anything like that. But, you know, it's looking promising. And it smells lovely. It's very, very British. Very wax, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's very not a barber, but a barber sort of type thing. So, yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. And it's all treated. So the hood, I took unrolled the hood, treated all of that, done all the seams, done underneath the pocket flaps and all that stuff. So it's all treated. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it out and actually testing it out properly in a stormy rain. But yeah, that was my bit of science.
Has it kind of changed the feel of the fabric at all? I mean, presumably it has, but is it now quite abrasive?
Not particularly, no. It's still very. It's not like it's gone stiff or anything like that. Or I know what you're saying. It would go.
Because I imagine, like, because where you have to warm the wax up and stuff like that to apply it, like,
yeah,
you get this thing finished, and then you're like, right, I'm ready to MilSim now.
Yeah. You have to just choose a pose that you want your jacket to have, and then wax it at that.
Like that.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go. No, it's actually it's still stayed really. Obviously, you can tell that there's been a treatment put on it. But it's not sort of like compromised it at all by like movement or anything like that. It's still pliable, like you can still scrunch up the sleeves and that. They are ever so slightly more rigid, but it's for going by what I've done so far, it's been really good, really promising, you know. So yeah, we'll see. I was wondering whether I'd need to. That was literally about what I was about to say. So I've done one coat. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna have to let this one soak in or potentially hair dryer it in and then do another one. But I want to test it out first just to see if I do need to do that. So, what is funny about one coat?
I've done one coat, but I was going to buy another coat and do that.
Oh no, my
you got to make three, again. One for each of us.
I could send them my way, boys. I'll do it for quite therapeutic to do that, actually. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
You can bring it with you on the 24-hour.
Yeah, and we can test it. We can put you for 45 minutes out in the rain.
Stuff for 24 hours. There we go.
Lovely.
Everything, the lot.
So, one product I did have an idea for this: notepad covers and things like that. Would it presumably would work quite well on those?
Well, this is a cotton waxing. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, sorry, it's like the fabric, you know, like the overwrap folders and things like that, like a tan
this
folder.
Is what I was considering.
Like
I was considering doing my belt kit, the webbing, the pouches and that on it, just to see why not. You know, fuck it. If it doesn't work as a waterproofing agent, it's going to work as keeping the actual material itself in decent nick, I'd imagine. Some sort of treatment, do you know what I mean? So I was sort of considering it. I might do it on my old PLCE stuff first rather than my JJ's, just in case it does completely fuck it up. I've only got to find 40 quid to get another set of PLCE. So yeah, I'm tempted to do that. But yeah, I was just generally really impressed at how easy it is to actually do it, and the results that you get from doing that treatment. So I thought that's an absolute game changer. Do you know what I mean? So that was it's a very new thing. I'm not telling everyone to go out and wax your smock jackets now, because by all means in 2 months' time it could be crap and it's completely perished it. And I literally touched nothing then. Did you see that? I literally didn't touch anything and something happened. What was it? It's way past Halloween. Why am I getting haunted? But anyhow, yeah, so I want to do a bit more testing on it first, just to see if it is pucker. But like I said, you know, first test seemed to be really promising. First impressions, yeah. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with myself. Yes, go me. 150 episodes in, getting the wax on.
You gonna do trousers?
Nah, because I don't wear Gore-Tex trousers or anything anyhow. Do you know what? Actually, saying that, I retract that statement. I was thinking about doing knee down on the trouser. You know, we spoke about like wearing gaiters and shit like that.
Yeah.
I thought, well, if these
Or
are
just the crotch.
just the crotch area, yeah.
No, what? No, there was a reason for that. I was thinking in terms of like when you sit down, you know, when you like you sit down in the dirt or whatever, like you get like the moisture starts seeping into the back of your trousers and you get like a wet arse and it starts getting cold. Like actually, a patch
Wax
around like
bum.
the gusset or your bum or your trousers or something like that might be quite a good one to potentially do.
I'll definitely consider. I don't know about whether I consider waxing the back of the trousers, but I'll definitely consider doing like the knees down on a pair just to see what it's like. I mean, Christ, I watched a video the other day. This guy just had a normal tea light candle. He took out the foil wrap, rubbed it all over his the bottom part of his sleeve of his jacket, hair dried it, and then tipped water on it, and it completely beaded off. So you can waterproof a coat with just a bit of candle wax. You'd have to do it like several times over a course of however many years you've got the coat, but it's not a proper wax, you know, with the paraffin and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's no reason why it wouldn't waterproof your trousers if you wanted to do that for like the knee down. I'm not sure how it's going to be with breathability, whether that's actually completely sealed the jacket up or whether it's just got into the actual fibres of the jacket. You know, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what the inner workings of waxing a coat, what the wax actually does. Does it fill the voids between the weave, or does it?
I'll tell you what, genuinely, I've got a little microscope, like a digital microscope, that we can bring on the 24-hour show. So let's actually look into this. I'll bring an old school smock, and we can do a super zoomed in. That'll be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
that'd be proper science. Oh my god,
that would be sick.
This is exciting.
Oh, God, where's my jacket?
We're definitely going to have to
jacket.
I've got a little tingle going on.
To bring the orange lab coats out now.
Yeah, lab coats will be there for that. Yeah, and we can all huddle around.
Yeah, we could look up close and see what the actual difference in the fabric is. That'd be wicked.
Excellent.
We get excited about the cool stuff. When we were on this show yesterday, sort of trying to talk about what we talk about on the podcast, it's like, yeah, we talk about blankets and kit. It's exciting.
Yeah, pouches and zips, and
cord,
shit. String and zips and stuff. But yeah, first impressions seemed quite promising with the waxed smock. So yeah,
nice.
Watch this space. Yeah, I think so.
There was a question from Pegasus. So hello, Pegasus. Thank you for watching. Will the wax fabric reflect IR more?
I have no idea.
We can find that out on the 24 hour.
We can test that whenever you like. We can do it. We have the means and we have the capability to do that.
I'll tell you what, if anyone wants us to look either really close at something or check it under IR, let us know before the 24-hour podcast.
Yeah. We can see stuff in the dark
just
for you.
Stuff.
We can look at hot stuff for you. And we can see if things are waterproof when you cover them in wax. Anything.
Yeah. Will it wax?
Will it wax? Did you ever do that? Did you ever put your hand in hot wax and peel it off once it's dry?
Yes, absolutely love doing that.
And
PVA glue.
Just your hand? Or?
Yeah, just my hand. But PVA glue is another one. If you ever get PVA glue, it's just great. Just dip your finger in it dry.
Skull.
Layer that up and then it's just like, oh, yeah.
If you can get the whole hand. It was a competition, wasn't it? You put your hand in PVA glue and then you let it dry and you can see if you can take your whole hand off in one go.
Have you ever tried on your face? Like in class at school when you're doing like some modelling and just put your head in bonk.
I think we had different educations growing up.
It's very exploratory, my one. Lots of science. Lots of science. Teacher was very free.
Sting Whitehead says Alliness cancels out the IR, so that's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all good then. It looks alley as fuck, so that works.
James has really latched on to the waterproof gooch.
Maybe it's a thing. Maybe people want that. No. Yeah. Maybe they're scared of like
wicking and breathability. Everyone wants heavy wax.
Yeah. If I piss myself, I want it inside. I don't want it leaking out. I don't want any stains or shadows on my trousers, mate.
I want to really ferment inside my trousers.
That's going to cook all fucking weekend.
Rage says the wax. Rage says the wax which should windproof it too. What wax did you use and how long does it take? How long does it last before you would need to retreat it?
The wax I used, my old pal, was it's Granger's Wax Cotton Dressing. Revives appearance, restores repellency. 6.6 fluid ounces or 180 grams. And I got it on Amazon and I believe it's about $9.99. it was it had an awful lot of good reviews. I think you can get an actual barber's, as in the barber jackets, wax product, which is probably about £500. So I got this one because it's not. So there. Regarding how often you need to re-wax it, I think the standard is to re-wax your jacket once a year anyhow. If it's a wax jacket, do you know what I mean? I think that's just a standard thing. It looked time-wise from start to finish, 35 minutes, 40 minutes tops to do it. That's and I literally used just a normal little square sponge, like you're washing up your dishes, and then just dipped it in, and then just brushed it down. Went over the seams quite well, so if any joins or any seams like that would stitch in, I went over that quite vigorously and added a little bit extra on there. I concentrated a little bit extra on the shoulders as well, obviously just for beading off of my back and stuff like that. So obviously on the inside, under the arms and that, I apply wax, but not as heavy as I did on the shoulders and stuff. That's going to really be in the, if you put a hood up and you're sort of hunched over, that's going to be hitting the rain when you've got your back to the wind or whatnot. So I thought, concentrate on them areas a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, it looks wicked. Love it. So can't wait. I want it to rain now for a change.
Yeah.
So
I think you're the only person that wants it to rain.
Yeah. You test out my stuff.
So I have a little question, and Drew's asked as well. Did the waxing darken the colour of the jacket at all?
Initially, it made it very shiny, and it did darken it because obviously the wax inevitably made the material almost like a wetness to it until the wax is dry. But now it's come back up. It seems fine. It doesn't look any different to me, really. I don't think. Not that I've noticed anyhow. So I'll get some more pictures when I go out in the broad daylight. I took them indoors. It was quite dark that day anyhow. So, but when I'm out and about, I'll get some actual pictures of it just to see as a comparison. But not that I've noticed. I don't think, oh my God, that's completely rubbish, the camo now, or anything like that. You can still clearly see it's a Woodland DPM smock. So
something that would be interesting as well is whether you could, you can get like the treatable insect repellent stuff that you can treat your clothes with. It'd be interesting if you could mix that with the wax in a way, because obviously as the wax wears down,
why not?
It would effectively release more of the insect repellent stuff as it went.
I guess so, yeah. Or you apply the insect repellent to the
thing.
inside. I mean, you could even just do it to the inside of the hood or inside of the neck and inside of the cuffs. I mean, I don't say you've got to do the whole inside, but certainly the danger areas where you could get midges and stuff like that. There's no reason why you couldn't wax the outside and then just insect repel the treatment on the inside of it or something. If they do some sort of treatment like that you could sort of rub in and let it dry. That could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Exciting. Yes, absolutely.
Proper science for once.
Yeah, quite tempted to try. I've got some Woodland DPM trousers here. I am tempted to try the bottom half of these trousers now. See where we go.
I think you should try a pair of pants as well. Genuinely, please just do that.
I'm not waxing underwear, mate. No,
just pick a pair of underwear, an old pair of underwear. Just give that a wax, and we'll test that one out. So in terms of other waterproofing kit and stuff like that, Andy, have you done anything waterproofing wise for your kit? Like, how do you keep your stuff dry when it needs to be dry?
Put a waterproof coat on.
Cool, moving on.
Good.
No, I tend to, if it's a winter, like a proper winter game where it's been cold and I know it's going to rain, I tend to just have a US poncho in my kit, and as soon as it just starts spitting, just throw it over myself. Most of the cold weather stuff can take light showers and still keep you reasonably dry, I think. Especially some more the modern stuff. But if it really does start hammering it down and I'm out in the field, I'll just throw a poncho over, like one of the Gore-Tex ponchos.
Defo.
Because they're
can't go wrong with
poncho.
Well. They are good. They're very good.
Yeah. Everyone should have a poncho, I think. Especially you've got to make sure that you have one with eyelets, I think. Because that way you've always got a basher out on the field for you as well. So if you've got to set up, you've got a bit of cover that you can tie off.
Yeah.
I've recently put toggles on mine, about 150 mil long of paracord, so I can just tie them up with some jungle knots real quick instead of having to feed them through the eyelets, because
nice.
The eyelets are quite small. So I've just put a bit of paracord through them now. So literally, if I need to throw it up, I can have it up and down in seconds. Just remember to roll that hood up before you put it up.
Exactly, yeah. Absolutely.
Otherwise, you just got a real wet patch coming through the whole time.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. I did some wild camping on Dartmoor. First time I went, I took a basher because figured that was the lightest system and wanted to do it. And found, because I went like a proper A-frame structure for the 2 days that we were sort of camping out, and found that the first night, just the wind was just howling through the basher, regardless of which orientation I had it. It was, I was getting cold. So I ended up using the poncho that I had, just an end cap from one end, so effectively formed it in just like a one-ended, open-sided tent. And it was perfect, absolutely perfect, because it just stops that breeze from coming through. Just sort of closes you in a little bit more. And as you say, you can use it as a sun shield as well if you need to, rain cover, all sorts of bits of kit for that. So, yeah, good shout.
Nice. Fair play.
I wanted to talk about the Dutch Army Bergen cover.
That's wicked. I've got that.
I do like the sheer capability of that in terms of the adjustment, because I've had a few Bergen covers before which have been a bit varied and mixed. Some of them, I think I've got a Miltech one that's kind of a little bit elasticated and some shoelaces on the bottom you kind of tie on, but that's very fixed to the size of the bag that you can apply it to. Whereas the Dutch Army one, I think I got it from Preppers for like a tenner. It's fully elasticated all the way around, so you can literally just keep cinching it up. So it'll fit everything from like a 120 litre Bergen down to a 45 litre day sack if you need it to. It gets a bit baggy on the smaller bags, but that's quite good.
Well, that's the point. I need to buy one of them now.
They're bloody good. They're solid as well. They're a really good bit of kit.
My X300 had one built in. It comes as part of it, so you just unzip it and you roll it out and put it over it, and it's for the size of the bag. But now I've got rid of that, and I'm using the Commander's pack. I haven't got a cover, so I need to buy a cover.
Dutch Army cover, mate. Bag cover.
Good shout.
Absolutely brilliant. And it comes with its own stuff sack, which stays attached to it, so you can just cinch it back up and just push it away. So you never lose that.
I actually ended up bought 2 of them because they were so cheap at the time.
Of course you did.
I'm debating putting a little pouch, sort of hard fixed pouch onto the bottom of my Virtus, so that I'll actually effectively sew that in so it becomes the cover for it. Because I thought, it ultimately it's the sort of thing that it can't hurt having it on the bag. It doesn't weigh loads anyway. It's not going to add loads of extra weight to it or anything like that. But the versatility of having that, so if there is a light shower, which can happen any time of the year, having it there and ready to go, you haven't got to worry that you haven't got it or it's in a pouch that you can't find or something like that. I was thinking like a little kind of almost like a pencil case type pouch or something like just sewing that onto the bottom that I can tuck that into.
Well, I'll just stick mine because my waterproof, my Gore-Tex jacket and my bag cover goes just in the very top pocket of my Bergen. That's the only 2 bits that go in there really. There's 2 items, so it'll either be one or the other that I'll grab. And if I've got to cover my bag up to keep it dry, then there's a good chance I'll be getting my jacket out as well. So I'll just keep them together in there. And like obviously, if I stitched it to another pack, then I'd sort of like won't be able to use it on something else then, because it'll just be stuck to the bloody JJs all the time.
That's why you should have bought 2.
Should have bought 2. But then I've got 5 Bergens, and I should have bought 5.
5 Bergens are rookie numbers, mate. I'm going to be going through my loft at Christmas. I'm going to do a little Bergen off and line them all up and see how many I've got. The other thing I wanted to mention waterproofing wise was, and I think it's something that we all have, is the dry bags. Literally kit you want to keep dry in a little dry bag. You can get them anything from sort of half a litre all the way up to like 20, 30 litre dry bags.
Well, even the ones that go the bag liner in it, that's a monster, like 90 litre Bergen liners. They're just the same thing. It's just a massive version of it. Yeah, they're absolutely even just for squaring your kit away. Not so much because it's wet weather or cold weather, but just to keep your kit packed in a way that you can identify it. Just keeping it in them little dry sacks or the compression sack dry sacks. Wicked, absolutely wicked.
It's good admin as well.
100%, yeah, because you get used to packing it like that way. All my stuff now, I know from just looking at the pack or the bag what is in there, like my foot care kit or my winter clothing, my softy one, my little admin one that keeps my weather right or my right in the rain pad and that in it for my commander's pouch, stuff like that. You just get really used to it. First aid, that goes in a dry bag, and I can just whip that out and put it anywhere. So, 100%.
I actually bought a first aid dry bag. So it's got like a little first aid emblem and stuff on it because I was like,
Yeah,
I,
absolutely. Why not though?
I had some red dry bags, and I was like, I'm getting the two confused. Sometimes I pull out socks or something like that when you need a plaster, which was a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
So I got one proper little first aid logo on it. It was great. There's a
Nice.
Life Systems one.
Okay, yeah. You can get.
yeah.
I think Millets do a lot of life systems.
Mm.
Some bobs, I think. Yeah, nice. Yeah, my red one is my foot care kit.
Mine's food.
Mine's food.
Food. Actually, most of my stuff contains food.
My
have
food one
in
is
every
sky
bag.
blue. Sky blue for food. Don't ask me why, but it just.
Do you know
is.
what? We should probably like come up with some sort of potential system that people could adopt, so that all the bags are the same colour.
Colour
Because
coding bag.
that would make life so much easier. We're like, oh, can you just grab my food bag? And like, yeah, sure. And it's the same colour in everyone's kit, so everyone knows what food bag, what colour the food bag is, or you know. So that way, if you're looking for something for somebody, rather than having to go, oh yeah, it's the light blue one.
NoFo dry bags with just like military stenciled food on it. Food.
Yeah.
In whatever, you know. There we go.
Let me make a note of that.
Let's write that down. We need to get on to our.
Someone's left their kit there. We can go, right, I know where their food is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just screaming. NoFo dry bags.
So,
I like the sound of that.
on a waterproofing front with your Bergen, do you guys use the Bergen liners or not?
Absolutely, yeah. If failing that, prior to Bergen liners, it was a really big, heavy-duty rubble sack. And I don't mean like a black bin liner. I mean like a clear, almost polythene-type rubble sack. That's a right bastard to rip and stuff like that. I used to use one of them for a long time until I got a Bergen liner. Does exactly the same thing. But you just can't sort of like obviously roll it over and click it shut. You just have to roll it over.
Oh, see, and I think Andy's going to have the same opinion. I don't get on with them because I have and I know Andy, your bag used to open from the bottom and the side and stuff as well. If everything's in a Bergen liner, you can't get in it because you've got to go in through the top.
Yeah.
Well, my one you can only go in through the top, so that works for me.
Yeah. I'm just individual dry bags.
Oh, I mean, I'll do that as well. I'm individual dry bags in a dry bag.
All right.
Oh yeah. So the first thing when I open my Bergen, the first thing that goes into the main storage area is the Bergen liner, and then everything else goes in there in dry bag.
Okay, so next question then: do you attach yours to the inside of your Bergen?
No, mine just sits in there.
Yeah. So this is one of the problems I've found with using a dry bag. Well, I couldn't get through all the access panels and things on the Bergen that I wanted to because mine opens up on both the top, front, and bottom. So, that makes it a bit unhelpful. But every time I put stuff in the Bergen liner, firstly, the Bergen liner was almost like a sleeping bag style fabric. So it was slipping about all over the place. Or if it got baggy, it was a nightmare to sort of try and get anything out of because I'm just fighting the Bergen liner to see what's in the bag. The other thing as well with the Bergen liners is that because it's not so much dark, but it was clingy. It was just really hard to use.
I said, just sorry. Are you sure you didn't have a Bergen liner that was too big for your bag? By any chance?
It was exactly the right size.
That's weird, man.
I debated. There were two options basically. One, I was going to put like double-sided tape and sort of stick it to the inside of the Bergen. But I just like that's way too much faff and runs the risk if I've then got sticky shit all over the place. Or just, as Andy was saying, put individual dry bags because then everything's compartmentalized. It's not a problem. If one bag leaks, not everything's gonna get ruined. So yeah, that was the route I went down.
So you don't use a bag liner whatsoever, then? Neither of you. You mavericks, absolute trailblazers. I love it. No,
I just go for like a good quality small. I think most of mine are about a litre. I think the biggest one that I've got is 1.5 litres.
Yeah,
and that's for my hammock setup. But literally everything's in its own bag all the time, so I can literally just go in there, grab because I know all the colours as well, so I can literally go in there and go, right, I need to set up my hammock or tent or whatever. I know that that's always going to be in a light blue bag. So I can literally go in there and go, right, shelter set up, grab it straight away. And I'm not having to fiddle around with the outer bag. Because also as well, I found at night, I went for a black liner. And then obviously in the dark, when it folds over, I ended up not putting the stuff in it anyway. So I was just like, oh, this is pointless.
Shit. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, like I say, I've never really struggled with it. Really, to be fair, it's just always been I've always used a rubble sack, and then obviously exchanged that for an actual proper Bergen liner. So, but I do need to get a new one because I've got a little rip in the top of mine now. So I do. It's very old, my liner I've got there. But yeah, I do need to get a new one. But they are good. I do recommend them. But if you know, like you say, if you dry bagged yours already, there's no real great deal reason to have a Bergen liner. But it's just an added bit of security in it. You could literally leave it out there in torrential rain, and you know damn well your stuff's going to be dry still.
Yeah,
you know, that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
So next question. There are two different types of dry bags out there. You get the kind of fabric-y material ones, and then you get the kind of more like a rubberized proper, you know, like the proper thick dry bag. So what do you guys generally tend to go for bags wise?
Thinner for me because they're more pliable. I think the rubberized ones, they're more like a canoe bag for that sort of stuff. I think they're a much stronger, robust material for that very reason. I think. Whereas I like to use like the shinier, thinner dry bag that's still got like the white liner on the inside of it or whatnot, and still does the job, but it's not as robust as the proper canoe bag you can get, sort of thing. And it's like I say, it's easier to manipulate. You can really scrunch the air out of them and sort of like cinch them down nice and small, which is good.
I use both, so I've got one for like my clothes, my spare clothes, like my socks, pants, wash kit and things like that, stuff like toilet roll. I've got one black thick rubberized bag for. So the stuff that I really don't want getting wet all goes in that, and then everything else goes in the thin one. So like food and stuff that it gets a bit wet. All you got is a soggy chocolate bar. Yeah. I'm not too bothered about, but stuff that I really don't want to get wet, I use one of the thick rubber ones. I bought mine from a hiking shop as a solo canoe bag for hiking when they take when they go up to the mountains and they put their kit on the front of canoes and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's starting to wear a bit. It's about 3-4 years old now, which is a bit disappointing. So I might have to get a new one.
I think that's the difference, isn't it? It's that kind of. I would say one is the equivalent of like a waterproof jacket and one is a water resistant jacket. So I think like the fabric ones are probably more water resistant. You know, they're gonna keep water off your kit, but they're not designed necessarily for long-term submersion. Whereas the big thick kayaking bags and stuff like that are designed effectively that you can chuck them in the water and they'll just float away.
I mean, it's much like the bag liner, you know. It's like when you see the boys doing their training and they're doing river crossings and that. Essentially, they've got the Bergen up because it becomes buoyant because of the liner, and obviously almost like the compressed air that's inside it. It's created that sort of like that buoyancy aid for them to get across and stuff like that, which is quite cool.
Yeah,
but
I don't know
there's nothing wrong with using them
proper
thicker
submersion
ones.
Though.
I don't know. I mean, that's what they're designed for. You know, essentially, it's their dry bag. They're designed to keep it dry.
Maybe we should
regardless.
do some more science.
More science.
More science.
We can do that.
More science.
Our dry bag's dry.
Our dry bag's dry. I'm making a note.
We can do that. Put something really expensive in there, like Andy's camera. See if it stays in a bucket of water for an hour.
Why mine?
Well, you're making the note. So I thought you were taking the lead on it. You've got full confidence in your dry bags.
I better buy a new one then.
yeah, just a backup camera, just in case.
Going through the chat. This was another point I want to come back to. Yeah, Ray said have a dry bag to put wet kit in as well. There we go, wet kit in as well, because obviously once stuff's wet, you don't want to be putting that with dry stuff in your bag.
No, absolutely. See that, Phil?
That's counterintuitive.
Mate.
Hi, Phil.
I keep a little gash bag in my basically like a larger version of that in my foot kit bag. So if I soak my socks or the sealskin socks are soaking wet and my towel that I've used to dry my feet is soaking wet, I stuff it in that and then I'll put it back in the dry bag as well. I mean, some people with like wet and dry drills, you can turn the dry bag inside out and then put your wet kit in the outer side of the bag and do it up, And then when you come to change into your wet kit, you can put your wet kit back on and then turn the dry bag back in the right way, and you've still got the dry side for the dry kit to go in. So you can have one bag that does two functions, if you like. Do you know what I mean? So, which is quite cool. So, yes. Yeah. Clever, isn't it?
A couple bits and pieces we'll come back to. Daniel says, for those with jungle knots, this is a game changer, and loop your partner's hairband in the end of the knot so that you can put it away better. Mariner Tard Twisted Nylon.
Oh,
There you go. Nicely done.
yeah, I like that.
Mark says, Lance, if you want a new liner, I have one, brand new and unwanted.
Oh, yes, please, Marky Mark. That's very kind, sir.
Phil
Like that.
says, Mike, get 3 smaller bags and orientate them towards each other, opening, essentially creating zones accessible from each entry point of your pack. I had debated that. I went purely with the principle that if I've got multiple little bags, I kind of pack my Bergen in the same way. So I know if I want my basher, for example, I know that's at the bottom of my bag. So I can just unzip that, pull that out. So yeah, that's kind of individually packing them, almost, the 3 smaller bags. Like at that point, you're already putting 3 in there. You might as well just wrap everything, which was the way I went down. So
fair play. Nice.
Right, there's another topic I wanted to talk about. Tips for keeping warm on stag. So when you're static, obviously, you get cold. It's not very nice.
Yeah.
Gets chilly.
Not
So
nice at all.
what are your 2 tips for keeping warm on stag, other than cuddling? Because that does
Other
happen.
than
And it's
cuddling.
very
So
hard.
cuddling's off the table at the minute.
That's my answer gone then.
Yeah, so I think something else. Well, but obviously prior to going on stag, get your
You've muted yourself.
I didn't do anything. Why is? You hear me all right?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, obviously prior to going on stag. Whoa, right. There's something going on in my loft. I don't know what it is. It's not freaking me out a little bit. Yeah, obviously prior to going on strike, you're gonna strike. God, stag. Stag. Oh God. Yeah, you're gonna make sure you're squared away beforehand. So make sure you've done yourself a hot brew in your old ammo flask or your standing trigger cup. That's the big thing. Make sure you got your layers on that you're gonna need. You know, if you're standing up in a sanger for potentially 2-3 hours, you're not gonna want to be stood up there just in like your combat shirt with your belt kit, because you're gonna freeze your tits off. Make sure you got a nice warm hat, warm gloves, schmag, some sort of other head cover or scarf or face covering or anything like that. If it's windy, you're going to want to cover up your face a bit, and just sort of getting those pre-checks in before you actually go out there, and not realising when you get there, think, oh shit, you know, make sure you've got your little grab bag or your little day sack that's got everything you need in it, some hand warmers, foot warmers. If you're 2 up in the stag, there's no reason in the stag position. There's no reason why you've both got to be on stag. You know, one could be sitting down like Mike with his woobie blankets. Nothing wrong with taking one of them. Someone can be snuggled down underneath one of them for half hour at a time.
Get your little pad.
Seating pad, yeah.
That you can
Keep
put down,
yourself
because it
insulated.
just stops you losing the heat out of your arse onto the ground. So Longmore, the sangers at the main fob in Longmore are absolute classic for that. They are the kind of corrugated metal plate that you see on like stairwells and stuff like that. So you know it's cold to sit on that floor. So if you sit on it without any insulation, you're immediately losing all your heat straight onto that metal plate. So get the little kneeling pads or anything like that. Mountain Warehouse, they've got 50% sale on at the moment. Black Friday. Get a seating pad. Job done. They're light. They compact up. It's amazing. I'll even find the link by the end of the show.
Yeah, 100%. But it's good. It's good. It's a good idea. It's good drills to use to do that, because it just adds that little bit of element of comfort. Because you're desperate to sit down. You think, I'm not, because it's just going to be freezing cold. It ain't going to help. But you just think, I just need to take a load off for 10 minutes. But if you've got that little insulated seat, I mean, you could even cut a square out of an old roll mat or something like that. Do you know what I mean? As long as there's something between your arse cheeks and the ground, you're happy days. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's 100%. It's just about them tiny. Yeah, there's not a lot that you've got to do. It's just remembering to do it before you get into the situation and having it on you. You know, chucking your Norgie top on or chucking on your long johns before you get there. You go.
£5. £5 at the moment. It's great.
Just for that little bit of comfort. Is that a multi-mat?
Yeah. That's not a multi-mat. That's a folding sit mat. So it's a fabric, like a Cordura outer, on both sides with like a foam pad through the middle. Just folds up into like a little rectangular block that you can.
They're good for little
stick in
pillows
your
as
pack.
well.
Yeah.
Wicked, yeah. Seat pad, kneeling pads,
Under your
anything.
head.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good
To be
stuff.
fair, at £5,
When it's
I might
closed,
get
30 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres.
that. For £5.
Well, also, if you subscribe to Mountain Warehouse, they're doing an extra 10% off as well. So you can get even 10% off of that. So, yeah. You're interested.
Fair play. I know Millets do the
Yeah.
multi-mat, which I mentioned in my Bergen video. I can't remember how much I paid for that. I don't think it was much. I think it was under £5 for it. I'm sure it was. Because I just saw it. I was like, oh, maybe smile because I thought of you. And I was like, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. But yeah.
It's actually Terry. Sorry, it was actually Terry that put me onto the thing to start with, because he was saying that when he was serving, he used to have something that he just whip out all the time just to sit on, just to keep him off the ground or kneeling or anything like that, because it just makes it that little bit more comfortable.
What was the sitting pad called again?
Oh, sorry, James.
The ones that me and Mike got, James, is called the multi-mat, which we got in Millets. I'm not saying
I didn't get that one. That's the one I've got.
Oh, is it? I thought you had one that's called a multi-mat.
Yeah, no, I've got that one. That was why I was selling that one. I wouldn't advertise something I don't know.
I'm sure you've got the one because that's why I saw it when I saw that one.
No, that's the one I've got. I've got two of those. Folding sit mat, it's called, by Mountain Warehouse.
No.
I've got two of them, and I've had them for years, and they are. I love it. I would highly recommend them. For £5, you can't go wrong.
I can't reach mine. Mine's packed in my Bergen, mate. Otherwise, I'll show you mine, James. But yeah, either. Well, there you go. There's two options for you. Yeah, good stuff. Cool. Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
What in a stag route, in a stagging on?
Yeah.
Warm.
I tend to throw another pair of leggings or something on.
Yeah.
If I know that I'm going to be sat in stag for an hour, 2 hours, and if I've got time, like 5-10 minutes beforehand, I'll throw a pair of long johns on and a thermal pair of socks, because cutting around. Because also as well, if you've been cutting around all day, and you've got slightly like you've been sweating in your feet, we all do. Changing those socks out quickly so you're not sitting there and letting that sweat get cold on you.
Definitely
is definitely the best thing to do if you're going to be standing around not doing anything.
Yeah, especially if you're not moving, because that'll just chill
Yeah.
down instantly, and that's just going to make it even worse. Even worse.
Pair of long johns and another jacket. I tend to wear my Black Widow Whoopie
Nice.
over the top, because that thing's absolutely like that's just a mobile sleeping bag at the end of the day, and it's brilliant.
Just like me when it comes to even, I can't wait to get my softie on. Just
Yeah.
lovely.
Little down
that's it.
jackets. Always good as well. And anything
little
like that.
fleece, a
Just
little
if you can
zip-up
add
fleece,
extra
a
layers.
little workhouse fleece or something, anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, don't try not to get one that's mega thick, because like Mike said and Andy said previously, it's you can layer up. You can have a t-shirt on, a long sleeve t-shirt, then the fleece, and then your smock jacket or whatever utility jacket or tactical jacket you've got on, and then if you had to wear a Gore-Tex over the top, then you can use like 4 layers there, and you can then ditch what you don't need.
Yeah.
You're not just taking off one big layer and it's like, oh, now I'm fucking freezing, or now I'm boiling up. So
Layering is key. Layering is
absolutely
is the best way to do it.
Defo. All good.
The other thing that we did at Longmoor last time was we ended up using, I think it was a poncho. So same sort of thing that we were talking about a second ago, but creating almost like a little lean-to shelter in the Sanger. Because again, it just keeps that kind of temperature in that little area. I mean, it's not like a proper tent or anything like that, and you don't need that. But having somewhere that if you are able to swap out, so say you've got like a 2-hour period, exactly, it just retains a little bit more heat. It just kind of makes it a little bit more habitable. If you do need to get an hour's kip while your mate's on duty or whatever like that, then it just gives you that opportunity to do that. So
yeah, definitely, yeah. And the buddy system as well. If someone's got the space in the bag, if you've got the space in your Bergen for a flask, and you can brew up a big flask of boiling water and take a little brew kit with you, and then do that. Well, I'll bring the brew kit and this, that, and the other, or use this water. If you can bring the flask along, and some snacks as well to keep you going. For me, it'd be hard-boiled eggs and biltong, but happy days.
Well, the Chinese rations do fermented quail eggs, if that floats your boat.
Lovely. One thing that I found that I got told by, I can't remember who it was, but they said take something spicy out with you.
Okay.
Because when you have something hot, like spicy hot, it naturally builds up your temperature inside yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you have a hot curry, you can, like, people sweat. So you have to find the right spiciness for you that's making you not sweat profusely. But he said find a nice curry or something that's going to give you a bit of kick, and it naturally warms you up.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't recommend, like, unless you can take it, like a 6,000 billion Scovin red hot chili. but the British Army, is it the dog spice?
Oh, the hot diggity dog sauce.
Yeah, the hot diggity dog sauce. Some of that just poured all over, like, a little meal that you're going to have, because the chances are, if you can, you're going to have something to eat.
It's good gear,
and it naturally just warms you up.
Yeah, good stuff. Good little chili sauce, that is.
Yeah.
If you can't take your spice though, because I struggle with it sometimes, that's definitely not something you want to be dealing with a MilSim toilet.
Yeah. Or if two of you are laying up in an OP and one of you's had like a lot of spice, it's like, I need to take shit so bad. This is happening right now.
Ray says controversial opinion, but you don't want to be too warm. A little bit of cold keeps you awake, but also if it all kicks off and you have to fight too many layers, and you are going to be boiled alive.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing with the whoopee, because you can just literally chuck it off, can't you? And then you're straight up and going.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance there, which you'll find everyone's different. It's like when we in our list for tonight. You know, we've got the whole comfort for a sleeping bag, like choosing your right sleeping bag for your event, for your cold weather event. A lot of people, it varies, doesn't it? With like the comfort rating of a sleeping bag, it might state, yeah, it's comfortable down to -2, but no, I'm fucking freezing at 2 degrees, so that's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're someone who really, really feels the cold, you know, whereas I don't feel the cold a great deal, you know, that's why the 3-season bag with the summer jungle bag in there as well as an added layer, if it is really cold, works for me. But that might not work for someone else. Someone else might still be freezing their nuts off in that setup. So it's important that if you're someone who feels the cold really easily, gets really cold very quickly, you want to be looking at a 4-season or something like that. You know, it's very specific for your needs, for your comfort rating. You know, I always take comfort ratings on sleeping bags with a pinch of salt. You know.
Yep.
Drew says, Drew says, grab a Chinese fighting suit. Apparently great for stagging on.
Chinese fighting
I've not seen one of these before. They look like a very sort of padded, quilted.
I was hoping it's like a samurai thing with like a big mask. But that's Japanese, isn't it? I think.
I've seen that. I've seen the Swiss combat ones, which are basically just a sleeping bag with arms and legs.
Yeah, that's like the German sniper DOS bag, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
it's like a maggot with arms.
Yeah, I think most countries do.
Armed maggot, a limbed maggot.
I think this is right. This is a grade 1. That doesn't really matter. It's a British Army jacket liner.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So I think that's what he's talking about. But if it's not Drew, let me know. But that was the closest thing I could think, or I could find, that wasn't racially insensitive. Because when you Google Chinese fighting suit, you get a lot of quite stereotypical stuff pop up, and I don't want to offend anyone. Mentioning Terry, Rage says Terry used to have a wool blanket, though, Mike, as they were issued to redcoats during the Napoleonic Wars when Terry was serving.
There we go.
And then Stephen chipped in and said, well, surely Terry's zeal for king and country kept him warm at night.
And what was it? A ration of rum, wasn't it? I think. Yeah. Daily ration. Like that.
Two little tots.
yeah. That's it. Yeah. Keep it all at bay.
Ray says, do calf stretches, which is raising up onto your toes for 10 seconds. If your hands get cold, put them under your armpits, not in your pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do little exercises, press ups, star jumps and things, but movement is always good. If you can, we used to do squats.
Nice.
There you go.
Play, yeah, sound advice. That's what I'm always saying, because my boy, he plays in goal and is a forward for his football team. And when he's in goal, like at the weekend, it was pissing with rain. He's just stood there. I was like, on the side, I was like, mate, you got to keep moving. Just keep up on your toes. Keep moving about. He's there doing star jumps and that. I think he looked the hottest one out there by the end of him doing his little drills on the goal line. Do you know what I mean? Everyone else is like pissed wet through. And he's like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Warm. Let's go.
Just crabbing from side to side.
Putting them off. Ooh, have a shot.
It keeps your energy up as well, doesn't it? It keeps you motivated.
That's it. Yeah, it keeps the blood pumping rather than just sort of sitting there going, I'm fucking so cold. Get up and have a little G. That's it. Get with it.
Pegasus says, back it out a layer that tightens around the waist and wrist to keep a layer of warm air in.
That's why I'm so grateful for those cuffs I put onto my smock jacket, because they're just, that's a game changer. They are. Yeah, if you can get the cuffs added to your jackets, they're blinding. Very cheap as well. I think literally £6-7 for a set of cuffs off eBay. And had my friend's missus, who's a seamstress, stitch them on for me.
Lovely.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes.
Daniel says, when you read out my comment, it made no sense to me. What he was referring to was to replace the paracord as it's thin and waterproof. Thanks to James at Defiant for the suggestion. So when he was referring to the Mariner cord, that's what he meant there. So as a fellow cordidian, I also would recommend some of the UHD PME stuff, because I think that's waterproof as well. And you can also tie it to anything, and it will take like £150 if you really needed it to. You'd break the whoopee before you break anything else.
Fair play.
I've got to admit, is it Amstel cord?
Lager.
I'm a big fan of that. That holds me up in my hammock.
Nice.
That Amstel stuff, and it's thin as anything.
See, cord is interesting.
Cord is your friend.
Better than string.
These aren't really winter MilSim stuff, but I feel that we can probably just slip them in quickly. Drew says, Bergen length, short or long back?
I think that was regarding when you was talking about your bag liner, mate.
Yeah, but it's just a general quick question in terms
short
of
for me.
What would you go for?
Short back, yeah. Just so it sits on top of the belt kit better. But then,
does it make much difference? Volume-wise, really? Because I don't think it does. I'm not
sure if it's the orientation of the shoulder straps and that. Yeah, but my long back, when I tried that, which I got, it actually didn't sit too bad on top of my webbing. So I'm not sure if that's... I'm talking from my experience of putting it on, not tabbing fucking 10Ks of it. You know, it's probably a different ball game altogether. But, you know, first impressions for me was like, oh, maybe you need to like get it tailored and have the shoulder straps moved down so they're level with the base of the long back Bergen, and then it will sit up like a short back one would, or I don't know. But yeah, it never really jumped out to me to say, oh yeah, I get now why they say you always use a short back with webbing, because it sits higher up on your back, because the long back didn't feel much different. But like I said, I'm talking from a civvy divvy who hasn't really got a clue.
just having a go.
Just having a go around the woods, mate. If that's all right.
I mean, that's the thing. If you tighten the straps right down, you can adjust the position of the bag. Anyway, I've run both short and long back, and I can't really say I've ever really noticed a difference. Now, not to say that there isn't, but I've not noticed a difference.
Don't know. I mean, there must be more capacity. I'm guessing there must be more capacity in the long back, whether it's got a bigger hood on the top, because obviously it sits a bit higher up. But I don't know. I'm clutching at straws. I don't know. But I've got short backs, and I've got one long back Bergen, but I predominantly use a short back.
Wind chill. Let's talk about wind chill. So, obviously, waterproofing is important. Stops the water getting into you. Cold. We've kind of dealt with the cold a little bit in terms of the thermal, everything like that. But wind chill is something I feel that usually gets underrated and kind of forgotten about. So, what do you guys do to reduce wind chill?
And it can really catch you out. But really, you've got the stuff on you already to sort of prevent wind chill. Do you know what I mean? You've got a waterproof coat or your Gore-Tex jacket, so that would act as a wind chill to stop it. You know, you can get specific jackets for that, or pullovers, which are a very thin, almost like parachute silk material, but they won't start letting any wind chill get through it. Your poncho, again, it's another item that can be used for keeping the rain out or keeping the wind chill off you. Having your cuffs tucked in, stuff like that, stopping it getting down your neck. You know, having that schmag or some sort of scarf or head covering around there, pulling it in tight. making sure your shit's tucked into your trousers, a big one. I've seen loads of people at events with like all the shirts hanging out the back. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself sometimes, but just squaring yourself away before, obviously not stagging on, but doing anything, making sure that shirt's tucked in nice, your belt's cinched up. That will stop like heat escaping, and it'll stop the drafts getting up your back and stuff like that. Yeah, all them little bits and bobs for keeping the wind chill out, and using natural cover as well. Leaving yourself massively exposed.
Best way to prevent wind chill is to buddy up with someone bigger than you and face them into the wind and stand behind them, according to Rage.
That's why me and Rage are so close. I love seeing him. I literally make a beeline for him.
Yeah, I can't really argue with or add any more than what Lance said, really. It's all about, for me, it's all about the layers. Again, as long as I've always got one jacket that has a wind rating to it. The new soft shell that I got for the multicam one that I showed a couple of days ago, the Cry one, that's got a really high wind chill rating. And it's so small and rolls up really small. I make sure that's always in my bag. But once again, like Lance said, it's get that poncho out if you can. If you have got a draft coming through anywhere, block it up with kit. If you're out in the open, get yourself down in like a little defilade or something, just so that wind isn't hitting you straight away.
Ooh, that's good. A defilade. I like it.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Yeah, that's good.
You've muted yourself again, Lance.
Oh, I haven't. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to reinstall my laptop. I think something's gone wrong. Either that or get it exercised by the local priest. Something's happened. Something has happened. I don't know what it is.
Right. So, question for you: you've got all this kit on. You're keeping nice and warm, as appropriate. Snoods, anything like that. All that hot air is now going into your goggles and your eye pro. Do you suffer more with fogging in the winter than you do the summer?
I take my glasses off.
No, don't start advising that.
Oh, you mean airsoft? Sorry.
The Mark Ones.
I thought you just. I thought you meant. Yeah. Like to see you fog these bad boys up, sunshine. Yeah, no, don't do that if you're at an airsoft event or MilSim or whatever it is.
You're naturally going to get more foggy during the winter anyway because your glasses are cold.
It's the opposite temperature, isn't it?
Yeah. So as soon as you start warming up, you're going to start fogging up anyway. The best advice that I can say is buy a decent set of glasses. I tend not to run. I'm not a mouth breather as such. I tend to breathe from my nose, so I tend to just have my snood just below my nose, so nothing goes up. But yeah, there's ways around it. But I think make sure that you've got a decent set of goggles. I've never had a problem with my sawflies and cat shit. As a combination.
The anti-fogging stuff, just for any newbies out there.
Why in the world of God hasn't a company created heated lenses yet?
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
I mean, proper heated lenses that's got your car,
team up with
wires
someone
through it. Why can't you have that? Why is it so? Surely you wouldn't need a that larger battery to warm that. I mean, fuck. Do you know what I mean?
It's terrifying to anyone with thermal. Like,
mate,
just coming out through the tree line. Just
like, what the actual fuck is coming towards me with hot eyes? Hey, hot eyes! Get over here! But why not? Why isn't there a little filament thing? Double layered lens type.
Harry,
can you make us some heated glasses, please?
I'll tell you what, actually,
I think it's because
don't dampen my dream.
Heated windscreens have to be glass because they're better. It conducts the heat better. Plastic does not conduct the heat better, and also as well, it's it could melt.
It's not going to get that hot, Andy. Christ.
No, but after a while,
we just want to offset the steam. Yeah, but there'll have to be a thermostat on there or something.
click.
have to bleed it
I
now
think
and
you
again.
find I've just upgraded to the wireless thermostat. I've got it on my
Yeah.
phone.
What are you doing? I'm just bleeding my face radiator.
I was just thinking you could get a pair of Hero Sharks and just connect them up, and you wouldn't even need to worry about any of the because you just run a current from one side to the other and just use it like a
Mind you,
fuse.
you can get those. Hang on a minute.
You just want to run a pure electrical
hang
current
on.
across your eyeballs.
But you wouldn't need that on the Hero Sharks anyway, because obviously they don't fog. So that
You know
wouldn't work much.
the X fog setup.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't it be warm air blown into the mask rather than in the winter months, rather than cold air in the summer?
It could be, but I mean, to be fair, cold air works just as well to.
Yeah, but you
reduce the
don't.
fog.
I wouldn't want cold air being blown in my face in fucking -4.
No, true.
Because
I guess
you think you've got to have.
you could
'cause
locate
obviously
the
in the
fan
summer
somewhere on your body.
Well, I'm just thinking if you can change that, so you could buy heated fans like 12 like rechargeable heat fans that blow out hot air. They've got a little element in there, so or filament or whatever it is. You could put that in, and it will blow onto you. No, I can't. Make
Harry has
heated
said, "No, I
eyebrow."
can't make heated eyebrow. I have no more. Hey, Badger, can you tokens left?
God damn it, Harry!
Harry, can you make some more tokens, please?
Yeah. Can you print us a token, please, Harry, for heated glasses? I just said that last. Double glaze with warm air fan to blow between. Yeah, I see. Yes, it Drew. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Why can't that be done? Why?
Or just have your mate stand behind you and just blow on the fan, just to
Or blow on your
the air
face.
going into it. Yeah.
Just blow on your. If you just blow at each other.
I do feel genuinely with the level. I hope someone's screenshotting that. I do feel that with the level of technology that we have, that fogging of goggles shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. With
It just
scuba
seems
divers are
mental,
still
doesn't it?
relying on spitting in their own fucking mask to stop them fogging up. I think,
So,
Christ,
are you
come
talking
on.
about something like that?
Like what?
Is it not showing on the?
Oh, what's this
There you go.
gas?
Yeah, but you can't see
heating
through
pad.
that, can you?
I don't know.
No, it
Is that
says
sort of the idea that you're
heated
thinking of?
film for eye protection. Eye heating pad, 5-volt, flexible folding resistant heat. Yeah, I don't think that the actual green bit stays on there, Mike. I think you peel that off once
okay.
it's stuck. Fuck's sake. Oh, God. A twat of the night goes too. Lads, these are shit. I can't see nothing. They were actually worse than when it was
Let's
fogging
go
up.
back to that other picture of the person. There you go. What's that? What's going on there?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
That looks pretty solid.
keep your eyes warm at night. Look, when you have a little sleep. Lovely.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It must go onto some sort of lens thing.
Well, I think it's, but that's sort of the idea that you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, there's
Not
loads.
something that warms up the lens of your. I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some more science.
Same thing.
Science. More science. Can we make heated glasses? And will it affect the ballistic rating?
Yeah.
I don't think it would. I don't think they'll work those things. To be honest with you, but we'll find out.
I
Yes.
just want the proper air car blower that just because I don't have a heated windscreen, like because I think it's only Ford, isn't it, that have those?
No,
Is that-
many have it.
Oh, is it? Because I know that Ford was the original creator and they patented it, so I know that a lot of cars don't have it because of that. They got them on the back, but not on the front. But yeah, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. I got so involved in the whole comment about Ford, I just wanted to share facts and then forgot about the original point that I was going to make.
Fun fact.
So that's
fun
good.
fact.
Good
Yeah,
conversation. Cool. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. They'd like just need a heated air blower that just blows loads of hot air and just hopefully blasts it all away. Job done.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
you just
keen
have to
try
deal with
them,
like a
though.
moisture spray to keep your eyes dry or eyes wet. Oh, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah. Right. Moving on.
Oh, there you go. Ford patent ran out, and BMW and Mini jump on it quickly.
Cheeky buggers.
The reason that Andy looked right then is because Pegasus is sitting next to Andy, just because that was a weird. Because otherwise it looked like you were looking at me. Come on, Pegasus, say hello. Here around the corner.
Hello. Hello. Has he got you tied up again? Sounds like someone who's in need of help. Oh, he's not tied up. Hello, mate. All I can imagine was Pegasus in the corner going, "Hello,
Yeah.
Andy."
Just with a pair of heated glasses.
My eyes are really hot.
It's very green.
Can you let me out the cupboard now?
Drew says, Mike, it's 2023. Loads of cars have heated windscreens. I don't think they all do. I definitely don't.
Mine hasn't.
No.
Mine hasn't. No, sadly.
We
not.
do have the same make of car. So maybe it's just that make. And no need for a man to walk ahead with a red flag. Thanks, Drew.
I don't know.
Right, let's run through a couple of the rest of the comments. Terry said, we need some science as we haven't had any for a long time. So we'll definitely do some science.
Lots of science.
Regarding 150 episodes, Rage says, the fact I've watched 150 of these now makes me question my life choices. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with us.
But you keep coming back.
Yeah, it's your own fault.
He loves the punishment. He's quite kinky like that.
Harry says 150 hours at 1.5 hours per show on average is 9.375 days of NoFo streaming goodness. So your upcoming 24-hour will be a breeze, boys.
Absolutely. It's going to go one or two ways.
Yeah.
God. That's going to be good.
No, it's going to be good. Daz says, Andy, what's that on your hat?
What that on Andy hat?
That
I like that comment. What that on Andy hat? JBG.
JBG multicam hat. It's very lovely.
Very nice.
Highly recommend.
I've got the unbranded NoFo hat on tonight. It says Fox.
Just a fox.
just a Fox.
That's the Aldi version of our brand. Just Fox.
That's it, yeah. Fox.
Fox month.
Fox. Foxcast.
Welcome, classified. You haven't missed a lot. Classified.
No, we just literally,
That's a cool picture.
Us spinning our hats around. Yeah. I actually get a burn. That's actually burning my head. Ow.
Stephen Whitehead says goose fat. Just slather yourself in goose fat to absorb IR. It makes you invisible.
Wonderful.
Oh, can you imagine the smell?
Oh,
guys, I think they're over there. I can smell them.
Chris Berry totally forgot about this tonight. Oh. It's disappointing, Chris.
Big shout out to Chris, one of our biggest fans.
Yeah, never misses a beat. Always there on time.
Marky Mark says, randomly, I met a bloke today that was Mike's Oriental doppelganger.
Oriental Mike? Haven't we already had an Oriental Mike?
I don't know. I do sometimes get
Mike
asked if
Mark II?
I've got Oriental heritage.
Oh no, Mike Mark II was at Tuddenham, wasn't he?
No, he was Mike Mark 1, apparently. Apparently, I didn't even get to be Mark 1 of my own doppelganger. I was the doppelganger to him.
He looked better as Mike than Mike does.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
I love my friends.
Oh, fucking hell.
You do look Korean.
Sorry.
Thank you.
That's all right.
I wondered what you were going to come out with because I could see the cogs turning as to what.
I was looking and I was like, yeah, no, that's definitely Korean.
Thanks, mate. Harry says, does waxing your beard make it water repellent?
Potentially.
Science.
Don't know.
Oh, you're fucking waxing my beard. Fuck off. That's what you can do.
Pony Tony, does waxing your Crocs help with thermal vision? This is just getting ridiculous now.
No, but goose fat would. If you could cover it.
Yes.
Oh, what you should do is fill the Crocs with goose fat, then put your feet in them and watch it all go.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'll do that. Lovely.
Chris Berry says, Jesus, you actually saw a comment I left.
Shut up, Chris.
We see all
Delete that comment. Mike is Boss
Daniel
Baby.
says Mike is Boss Baby. Great.
Yeah.
I love Boss Baby.
Stephen Whitehead, change of subject. Just saw Octagon Airsoft are taking pre-orders for a shell ejecting SMLE Mark III by Double Bell.
Shmooly.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called?
Don't know. Probably. Smle. A smle. Smle.
Smle. See, I love shell ejecting, and I'd love to have a shell ejecting rifle, but playing a
What's
game.
a Mark III Smler?
I don't know. I haven't googled it.
Stephen.
I've got a double barrel KR.
What is it?
KAR 98K.
That's a
looks like
Karg 98. German
yeah,
rifle.
well, that's what's come up, but I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know. I've not come across an SMLE.
Yeah,
I will do
yeah.
some research on that.
Smells the British, right? It's the British.
No, British one's
okay.
Lee Enfield.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Drew says SMLE Mark IV Lee Enfield.
Yeah.
I said that.
Short barrel.
Woo! SMLE. What is SMLE?
But yeah, I'd love
mean
shell
then?
ejecting. I think they're great fun, but you'd never take it out in a game. That's purely for just plinking in your back garden.
You'll be gathering the rounds up because that shit's probably
Yeah.
expensive.
Because you run off down the field, start plinking away, and then after the combat, you have to retrace all your steps and pick up all your shell casings to reload.
Bloody World War II battle rifle. All right, Stephen. Jesus.
You can attach a little
Christ.
bit of cord, couldn't you, to each of the shells as they come
Come
out.
on your fucking string again.
And then you just had like this little collection of shells dangling down afterwards.
You look like a just married vehicle with them all trailing behind you.
Enfield smelly, says Drew. Oh. No one wants a smelly Enfield, do they? That'd be the worst.
Daniel says, my suggestion for the end of a stag is to strip layers off slowly and do kit admin before your kip. Going from very warm to very cold and kit everywhere is an absolute pain. That's a massive thing with airsoft. Just keep your admin sorted out. Like the number of times that you go in and see. I mean, I've been guilty of it in the past as well. You go to get something out of your bag, and then you go right, and you just end up with a pile of stuff everywhere. Just put it back. It takes 2 seconds, and then you know where it is.
I got quite excited by Daniel's comment then, but then it really let me down. I got excited up until it said
strip layers
and
slowly.
do kit. I was like, "Ooh." My suggestion for the end of stag is to strip them layers slowly.
Ooh.
And then do kit admin. Oh, what a tease. Imagine that, stripping all them layers off and then let's do kit admin. Fucking what? Really?
Oh. Right, that pretty much brings us to the end of our Winter MilSim How to Stay Warm Part 2. I say Part 1 we did last week, so if you would like to go back, if you haven't already listened to it, and catch up on other things. We talked about how to keep warm in sleeping bags. We talked about various tents and bits and pieces as well. So
yes.
Stanley trigger flasks and all of that. So go back and check that one out if that's of interest, if you haven't watched it already. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. We've had a couple of messages come in from people regarding patches and stickers. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a mass sending out because I don't really like going to the post office, to be brutally honest with you. I find it very stressful and anxiety inducing. But if you'd like to buy some patches and stickers, let me know, and I can do those all at the same time and get them out to you before Christmas, which would be good.
Marvellous.
In the meantime, is next week we're going to be doing a Q&A. Lance is unfortunately not going to be around, so Andy and I will be picking up the baton and doing a Q&A. So if you have any questions, please get them to us, and we will come up with answers. Whether the right answers or not, who knows? But we will come up with answers.
We'll come up with something.
Drew's got a question. Details on charity event.
Yes, Andy, do you want to talk about the charity event? Andy has done an absolute sterling job with organising this, and I think credit where credit's due.
Absolutely, well done, mate.
If it all pulls off, it's going to be absolutely wicked.
It goes horribly fucking wrong.
If it all goes horribly wrong,
Andy's
it's still
fault as
Andy's fault.
So it will be, well, first, thank you very much. I'm trying. So it'll be running from 9 o'clock on Saturday the 2nd of December all the way through to 9 o'clock on the 3rd, or Sunday the 3rd of December. So a full 24 hours. We'll be streaming constantly. We're still working out a few bits here and there, so there may be a point where we have to stop the stream and restart. We're still looking into that just through what the streaming services
just
allow
for
us.
recording purposes, really.
Yeah, but we'll literally be on and then back on again, off and then back on again.
We would probably lose out the 24 hours 2 minutes, so I think we can end at 9:02 on the Sunday,
just to make it up.
Yeah, if there's any picky ones out there, you've actually not done 24 hours. You've
only done 23 and a half minutes.
Yes.
So we will have some raffles going on to help. The whole charity is going to be for the event is going to be for Jigsaw, which supply days out and help for orphan children and children that are still currently in the system, unfortunately, and give them days out that they wouldn't normally have access to, and emotional support. So it is a very well worth charity to give some money to. There is going to be guests. I think we've got 6 guests so far. We're not going to 100% confirm everyone yet because we're waiting for some names to come through. We're going to be literally doing NoFo science.
We'll be wearing tights at some point.
Yeah, wearing tights and stuff. It's basically going to be 24 hours of us
tights,
doing what we do best.
Goose fat, Crocs, raising money for charity. What more do you want?
Yeah, but hopefully, because it's a 24-hour, we can get hold of some US guests as well. Something that we don't normally get the opportunity to chat to. Hopefully getting hold of some people for that. Just need them to confirm. We've got some quizzes. What else have we got?
Our own little segments going on. We've got some cot bed building.
Yeah, cot bed building.
That's going on. Fuck.
Yeah. We'll have bets. We are also going to have a live auction of maybe 1 or 2 pieces. I don't know. We might leave that
1 or 2 choice pieces.
Yeah. And once again, all money raised during the whole 24 hours is going to go direct to the charity. We are not going to take a penny for ourselves. It's literally all going to be 100% for charity. So it is a worthy cause, and hopefully see a lot of you there.
Yeah.
But don't feel like you have to sit with us for the full 24 hours either.
Yes, do feel like you have to. If we're doing it, and fuck if you're not doing it.
You're more than welcome to disappear, go play Airsoft, and come back because we will still be there.
Yes.
Yeah. I will put one plea out, which is, whilst we obviously appreciate if you don't have to sit with us for the whole time, but if you could consider maybe dropping a little share here, there, and abouts, just because obviously the more people that we can reach with it, ultimately the more donations we can potentially make up and hopefully, put more towards the charity. So
yes.
And then they never have to watch us again. It's all great. It's not a problem. Just
turn
donate
up for
some
the
money.
Charity one. That's all we want. Just give us the money for the charity.
Yeah. Stephen Whitehead said you could do a 24-hour walk in 400 denier tights and skin tone leggings.
Absolutely.
Skin tone leggings.
It's a thing. It's a bloody thing.
With a full burger.
Someone watched last night's episode.
Yeah.
It's a bloody thing, I'm telling you.
Drew says I'm wanting to do a 24-hour walk with a rig on.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Maybe we could set that up as a thing. That'd be quite cool.
Maybe that could be for next year after the 24 hours of you two. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to see you again until fucking next year. And we haven't sorted out sleeping arrangements for afterwards yet, because I don't think I'm going to drive home after 24 hours of podcasting. So we might just have to snuggle up for a little bit longer.
That's right.
I'll bring
we'll do some more science. See how much you can strip down to and remain warm in the garden.
Yeah.
I've got my tights on.
I'm the filling. Bugsy the filling.
Yeah, so next week, 8 o'clock, Wednesday, please join us for a bit of a Q&A. I was going to do some closing words this week, and it was a little thought experiment I had in that anything with the word tactical on it, in that is sold as a tactical this, tactical that, probably isn't. Because I've never seen anything military that's called tactical torch that's used by the actual British Army. Little thought Little thought
I'm
thing for you
going to
there.
find.
I
something
beg
that's
to differ.
tactical now.
Because you've got the TAMS, and that's a tactical aid memoir, and that's used by the British Army.
We'll see you next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Tactical banana, says Drew.
Tactical banana.
Goodbye, guys.
Say goodbye, guys. We'll see you next week.
Ciao, Bella.
Shut up. Shut up. Those are good closing words.
Stay.